What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to make an oil-based pomade. A couple of you were asking about oil-based, so I'll go and show you a basic one today. The ingredients for today's oil-based is basically petroleum jelly. 100% USP is the best. It's also called Petrolatum. Most of us have that laying around our house, but if not, it's really cheap. Also will be using some scent oils. In this one I've got Bergamot and Cedarwood. I think that comes out with a nice masculine smell, but you can use whatever you want. We'll also be using Tamanu Oil, which is very good. It's pressed from a nut, and what'll happen is when they do that, it leaves kind of like a sediment on the bottom, and the 100% pure, better ones, you'll notice that the sediment is like so fine that it'll, if you were to strain it, it wouldn't get held up, it would fall right through. That's what you guys want to look for. You don't want chunks in your pomade, so that's what I'll be using. I'll also be using Beeswax, as well as Hobo Oil and prickly pear seed oil. I like this pomade because it hardens nicely. It's probably a medium hold. I wouldn't give this a hard hold. And for scoopability and spreadability, I'd give it more like a harder to spread. Also, some of you guys were asking about clays and more complex oil-based pomades, and I just wanted you guys to know where I stand with that. I am going to move on to those eventually. However, at this time, this channel, I would like to pay for itself, and at this time this channel hasn't hardly made me anything. I think I'm up to like $5, and to buy the ingredients for all the clays and all the oil-based pomades, it's probably going to be at least $100. So when this channel gets to that point, I'll use anything I make from this channel at this time and put it back into the channel in the form of, ingredients for other pomades. I think what I'll do, I'm going to be trying to do this, I'll try to add a donation button. Of course, I would never ask for donations, but if you guys wanted to, you could feel free to donate, and then it'll help me get to that threshold a little quicker, and then I can start buying the products for the more complex pomades. The reason I don't have that stuff is simply because I don't use it. I've made them in the past. I have recipe lists for all of those. However, for my hairstyle, like water-based, kind of like the one I made in that first video, the Suavecito style pomade. So that's why I don't have most of the ingredients I would need for these oil-based pomades and the clays. But again, when I hit that threshold, I'll use that money for ingredients, and then I'll be able to make those videos for you guys. So this video basically is a very good pomade, fairly simple to make too, and I think I'll just get right into it here, okay? Alright guys, we're going to start this petrol-based pomade here. Notice I'm using this metal pot instead of the glass that I typically use for the water-based. Zero it out. Petro and oil-based products are a lot different, and so you can use the metal pot. It'll melt easily enough. It'll also get to a hot enough temperature quick enough. Okay, so we'll start out here with this is going to be 100% pure petroleum, basically petroleum jelly that you have everyone's got it in their house for the most part. Alright, let's start with that. Okay, you want like, we'll do this at 10 grams, we'll start with that. Alright, that's close enough. 10 grams of that. Next we'll add some prickly pear seed oil. I like this stuff. We're just going to try to get this at about half a gram. So that'll bring us to like 10, I should have zeroed it out, but that'll take us to like 1065. Alright, we went a little over. I'm going to start zeroing it from now on, it seems easier. That actually ended up being pretty close, so that was fine. Jojoba oil will be next. You want this also at the same half a gram. Okay. Make sure all your oils are 100% pure and real. Okay, next we'll use, I use Peg 8 Beeswax for this. I'm going to bring this up to about 6. 6 for a little thicker, 5 for a little thinner. I think I'll get it up to 6 though. Okay, that's close enough. I don't want to go over, so I'd rather just keep it like that. And last ingredient, but this is actually one of my favorites, and it's one of those oils that a lot of people haven't even heard of. It's called Tamanu Oil. It's kind of like a greenish color. If you want to make it with this oil, you're going to want to look for the ones that are 100% pure, but also that are finely ground. You don't want chunks in your pomade. So, and this stuff's kind of like a dark green. For this, we're going to stick with that ½ gram that we were doing with the other oils. The one I have comes in like a pump, so I'll just kind of pump it in here. One more. Okay. Yep, that'll be good. Just to show you what this stuff looks like on my hand here. Look how dark that is. Let's zoom out a little bit here. It's like a very dark green. Alright. Next stage will be the cooking part. I'll show you guys what that looks like in the middle of the cook. Alright, so I just started it. It's like 11:20. This will be a lot quicker to cook than the water-based pomades we made before. As you can see already, I've only had it on here like maybe a minute and it's already really melted. I got like on a, if you want to call it a double burner, but very little water on the bottom. That seems to work best. When I put too much water, it just boils over and bubbles everywhere, so keep it like this. I did forget to mention before, guys, I added scent oil after I stopped recording. I used in this 3 drops total. I did 2 of Bergamot and 1 Cedarwood. Comes out nice. And also the Tamanu Oil has like a nutty smell to it, so keep that in consideration too. Alright, I'll show you what this looks like at the end. Basically, we're just going to melt this to a liquid. If you're making a big batch and you wanted to use one of those hand blenders, you could do that. I just use a knife and I mix it, and I'm making such a small batch that obviously a hand blender wouldn't even work. Took it off the burner. You can see it's all liquid, nice yellowish amber color. It's got like a slight green tint to it from the oil I used there. So I'm going to refrigerate this now. It should be pretty quick. By the way, it only took 3 minutes to cook, so it's fairly quick, a lot quicker than the water-based. We'll talk more about that a little later though. I'm going to refrigerate this. I'll show you what it looks like after. Alright, so we finished up with the oil-based pomade. This is it. Smells nice. I know a lot of brewers out there add the scent oil after they're done, basically, while they're letting it cool, so that it doesn't degrade the scent, but I have no problem adding it before. It still smells really nice, and it's strong enough for me. If you guys like it stronger, you may want to hold off and wait till that end part and stir it in at that point. After we would take it off the double burner, we would just set it aside for like 20 seconds, 30 seconds, then add the essential oils, keep mixing it, and then pour it into your container and let it harden. But again, I add it into the initial brew because for me it smells strong enough, and I like it. So with this, it smells nice and masculine. I used that bergamot and the cedarwood, but also the Tamanu oil that I used has a nutty smell like I mentioned earlier, and that kind of all complements each other and makes a real nice smell. So this is what it looks like when it's done. I'll take some of it out here, and it's real hard. I don't know if you guys can tell. Nice little chunk here, and I'll just show you guys what it is like on your palm. It's really nice, and it spreads nicely and evenly through your hair. Yeah, it's real creamy. and nice. And also the heat of your palm when you're rubbing it together, it'll make it nice and soft. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, I do appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. It helps me out, and I do appreciate it if you give this a thumbs up. I want to thank you guys for watching. Again, I did add that